After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Danins and Renins have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going, I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Lagiel?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Danan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Elda Menencia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renin lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elder Menancia Guard. So, in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzelik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense, enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion!
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
I think Hootle senses something.
Mahag Saar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Let's dispose of the trap.
It's over! You picked the wrong
Let's
fight!
give it a whirl!
I'm on it! That's enough!
We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left.
Right, no time to hold back.
Okay?
Now you see what I can
Like
do!
astral energy! Alright!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo. Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo. Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo. Maybe something's going on in the forest. No further!
Strike!
Flame of fury!
Rising Wyvern! First strike! Mirage!
Wind
Damn
astral
it!
energy!
I'm not done!
Not on my watch! I'm ready!
Away! Take this! It's over!
By the power of water! Eat this!
We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our...
Less talking, more pummeling.
The heavens must be smiling.
A fish! You saw it too, right?
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Where should I cast my line? There we go. Anybody could reel in that.
You sure know what you're doing.
Not my lucky day, I guess. Ha! Looks like I lost it. Not my lucky day, I guess. All right. I'll let you go this time. There we go. I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
I swear you can't walk 5 steps without tripping on a Zoogle. This is getting old.
Yeah? But wasn't it you Renans who brought the Zoogles here from Rena in the first place?
They're not just ordinary animals from Rena. Each of them has been modified to suit a particular purpose. In fact, some Zoogles were originally derived from the animals on Dana. Or so I've heard.
What? You Renans couldn't stop at just the people of this planet? You had to screw with our nature too?
You can get angry all you want, but we have bigger fish to fry. So, are you going to work with me or not?
I will. It's in both of our own interests.
Why am I here?
Would it kill you to be a little more friendly?
I don't see how that's necessary.
Look, for the time being at least, we're working together. You don't have to make this harder than it already is.
In case you've forgotten, the two of us may be working together, but the only reason we're even teamed up right now is because our interests happen to overlap. Otherwise, why in the world would I be working with a Danan slave like...
I am not a slave! I'm not a slave anymore. Not since I chose to fight. I've left that life behind, and I'm better for it. Understand? I'm sorry for yelling. But please, don't call me that ever again. Okay?
Okay.
'87! 88! 89! Oh, shoot!
What the... Is the enemy attacking?
Sorry about that. You're not hurt, are you?
Law? What on Dana are you doing?
What am I doing? Training, obviously. I found these nice and heavy rocks that I decided to strap onto my arms, but I guess I didn't tie them down good enough because they went flying.
So you were doing improvised weight training. You and your crazy ideas.
I can't help it. If I'm not training, it's easy for me to get anxious.
Well, that's fair. Actually, I remember seeing you practicing your forms for some time when we were camping the other day.
Yep. No amount of muscle will do you any good if you don't stay on top of your fighting forms. It always feels good when I know I'm still sharp.
Sounds to me like you have too much pent-up energy.
Don't train so hard that you wind up hurting yourself, Law. I promise you, you're already perfectly strong as it is.
No, I'm not. You never know what we'll run into out there. You can never go into a fight too prepared, and that's the truth. Besides, I won't rest until I know that I'm stronger than you, Alphen.
Oh, I see how it is. Well, I don't plan on letting you beat me. Maybe I'll add some weights to my sword and practice swinging it. That should help out.
Alphen, are you crazy?
Make for decent training. Good call with the extra weight, Law.
Right? Now you get it!
Since we've already come this far, what do you say we have a little one-on-one with our rocks strapped on?
Hell yeah! I'm down for that! Just give me a second, I'll be all ready to roll. Okay, I'm all set. Let's do this! Take this!
I'm just getting started!
Our camp is completely wrecked!
Go. You two are cleaning it up.
Yes,
Shion.
Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
Shouldn't you be resting?
I wanted to talk with you for a bit.
I don't really want to talk right now.
Right. I'll, stop bothering you then.
I didn't say you were bothering me. Sorry. Don't take it personally. I'm just not used to being around other people, so I don't really know how to chit-chat.
Well, for a start, you let your guard down a little. Hey, here's a thought. What if you tell me about your childhood?
What with my thorns and all, I didn't really have one. Not to speak of, anyway. Although, I guess I did have one friend.
Who was it?
A really old doll.
Oh.
When I was a little girl, the doll was the only thing I could touch and hold without worrying about my thorns hurting it. I would do things like dress it up or sit it on my lap when I was eating. The two of us were practically inseparable.
Can I ask something?
Is it about the fact that I played with dolls?
No, it isn't. I only wanted to ask who gave you the doll in the first place.
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Where is it now?
I had to leave it behind when I left Lenegis. I didn't have a choice. Most likely it's long gone at this point. I think it's time we go to sleep. Come on, guys. We've got lots to do.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Dahnans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Dahnan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dahnan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Dahnans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Dahnans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
I won't forgive you!
I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
Dragon Shell!
You're on!
Take the Raging Cascade! Right,
It's over!
You're mine!
I'm not so good with
Ruin
airborne
escape.
targets.
Prepare to be sealed!
All flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Take this!
Here I come! Rising Wyvern!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my arts! When he slows down, that's our chance! I'm not done! Take
It's like
this!
trying to keep up with a wall.
Prepare to be sealed!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me!
In a bind?
Let's get them tucked away.
You're mine!
By the power of love!
It's time.
I can do this
I'm
all
on! You're done!
I'm on a roll now! Can't get out of this!
Here I come! It's over!
It's time!
Raging
You're on!
Cascade!
Try harder!
Do it!
That frickin' does it!
River!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Dahnan relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dan in history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
Looks like it could be worth something.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always...
Eat
I hated this one! Lost!
Demons descend! Flashing fang! Easy!
Way to go!
Crush!
This one's mine!
Strike!
Now!
I'll tear
you apart!
This is barely target practice.
Then why bother fighting them?
Because I certainly won't run away from a battle.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around. An opponent like this should be easy.
They got me flanked!
How about this? Sword Rain Alpha!
Cyan Instant! Not on my watch!
You're mine! It's
Do it!
over!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
There!
Now! You're mine! You're finished!
Take this!
More where that came from!
tear you
apart!
Sonic Thrust! Demon Fang! Dazzle!
I'll tear you
You're
apart!
mine!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
No choice.
Here
No
we go.
escape!
I'm on. Here
Rising
goes.
Wyvern!
Go get him.
Mirage!
I'm like bait to them.
You're mine!
Let's give it a whirl.
It's over! Here I come! First strike! Win! I'll run you through! Soda!
Here's
Is it?
These little
Gion,
ones are...
Astral energy. Full throttle. Go.
Dragon
Where are you going?
You're mine! It's time!
Do it.
Mirage!
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah. I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you? No backing down! Take this!
First strike! Strike!
Gravitas down in your dreams.
I'll tear you apart!
Lightning
You're
round.
mine! You're finished!
Here goes.
Blow away.
Take that. Dance in the wind.
Lightning thrust!
And here.
Devastation!
Prepare to be sealed, O fleet of
We
foot.
are freaking
Actually,
invincible!
Alvin and the others truly are strong.
What about me?
Do
Here I
it.
come! You're
Lock.
finished!
Demons descend.
Flashing fang! Easy!
Way to go.
I'll tear you
You're
apart!
mine! You picked the wrong fight!
Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
So it's a grab here, thrust the left leg, then use the right arm to leverage over...
Stop memorizing my move!
Looks like some solid equipment. More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
No backing down!
You're mine!
You're
finished!
I'm surrounded!
Mirage!
This one's mine!
You're mine!
I'm on it!
You're finished!
Dance in the wind!
Here it comes!
Ready now!
Rising Wyvern!
I never miss! I'll be saving
That gun of yours is real handy in a pinch.
It takes a true mark...
In an instant! Impact Claw!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
I won't forgive you!
Take this!
Raging Cascade!
Dragon Shell!
Run!
Here I come! You're finished!
Talon Hurricane! Steel!
Mirage!
There! One more!
Here I come!
Dragon Shell!
Ah!
Crossblade!
Eat this! The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
I'm not done!
Attack!
Rising
Try
Wyvern!
this on for size!
I'm not done!
Instant!
Rising Wyvern!
Did you see?
Sure did. You were checking out Kisara from behind.
No, I wasn't!
I won't forgive you!
I'm not done! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Instant!
This
Not in
one's
your
all
dreams!
mine!
They're surrounding us!
Eat this! No escape!
Nice,
Rising
Rob!
Wyvern!
All the love!
Hey, I'm here too, you know!
We're thinning them out.
We? More like me.
I'll admit I'm impressed. Very slightly.
Leave the enemy's arts to me!
Do it! Plates here!
Mirage!
Eat this!
I'm ready for the next battle!
Pow! In a bind?
Dance in the wind!
Take this!
I'm only getting
It's
clear
over!
now!
Eat dirt!
Eat this!
More
You're
banana
mine!
pile!
It's over!
Move primed and rend! More
You're
where that
mine!
I
came
can
from!
carve through. Do it!
By the power of Ranger! Gemini Offload! Arrow Squall!
You're mine! Rising
Do it!
Wyvern! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Right, here goes! Here I come!
You got company!
Ah!
Not on my watch! Arc
on it.
Steel!
Here I
Silent
come!
Instant! Lightning
Ah!
Orb!
Mirage!
Hey, one at a time!
You're mine.
Win
Ah!
Astral Energy!
Start up!
May 1,000 gales tear you to
Demonstration!
shreds!
Watch
We're in the home
Astral
stretch, guys! That's my cue!
Fantastic! Great!
Shut him down!
Amazing!
Shut up, Law! I'm trying to focus!
I was only trying to be nice.
My turn!
So those are Dan and
I'm not
Astral
done.
Arts. Huh. Something you want to say? Not so long as you keep them pointed toward the enemy.
Oh, good.
Thank goodness we won!
And thus our strength yet grows. Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
It's over! This one's all mine!
Light Astral, don't mind if I do!
Rising Wyvern! You're finished! I'll take you all off!
I'll finish you.
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang!